Sari Cohen. We are at the 5th Annual Hollywood Critics Association Film Awards, speaking with some of the cast and creatives behind this year's biggest films. Let's take a first look.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. I'm Jonathan Larson.
Before I even stepped onto the red carpet, I asked a bunch of fourth graders if they could ask a celebrity any question, what would it be? Unanimously, they all wanted to know, what advice would the you of today give to the you of yesterday?
Oh, I would say make stuff with your friends. Make your stuff with your friends and see everything, because you're going to like stuff and you're going to hate stuff, but in doing that, you're going to figure out what kind of stuff you want to make. There's no shortcut for creating your own taste than chasing your heroes, avoiding the things you didn't like, but really kind of turning on like what's missing, what aren't I seeing? And that's when you start finding your voice as an artist.
To him, take it easy. You're enough. You're enough with what you are and what you have. It's okay. Relax. Give up the fight and just enjoy what it is and for what it is, rather than having any expectation of becoming something that you're not. I would say that to him and to me, being 53 years old tomorrow, March 1st.
Happy birthday. 53 years young. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't worry so much. Try to be brave. And shame is not a real thing. It's just a feeling, and feelings will pass. Yeah. Yeah.
And you portrayed that so well with Encanto.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell me a little bit just about the magical essence that has gone into this whole thing from beginning to end?
I think it's much to do with the sort of legacy of Walt Disney Animation itself. I mean, Walt Disney Animation began sort of trying to make magic happen, and they succeeded, and they've succeeded 60 times over, I would say. And so I'm just lucky to be involved in the world of Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Really, there's no one that can hold you back. You're the only person who knows yourself, and you need to persist no matter what people say. Deep down, listen to your gut and trust God and trust the world that there's a plan. And so I didn't know when it was going to happen for me. And I had to remain stubborn, remain persistent. I love my craft. I love honing my instrument. I didn't care about fame and fortune. It was just fun for me to continue working as an actor. And I didn't know what it would lead to. And here I stand today at the HCA and SAG and all of this. So it's overwhelming, and wow, I'm really excited.
If I was talking to little Daniel, I would tell him, do whatever you want with your heart. Especially as a deaf child. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing. When I grew up and I was watching Marlee, I could see her in Hollywood. She won her Oscar at a young age, and that's where I realized it means I can be an actor. I can follow in her footsteps. So I want to pass that same advice along. What's important is don't ignore your dream and your special gift, whatever that skill is. It will lead you to great places.
Find a person who will be good for you as a mentor. Feel out the pulse of everybody out there. Listen to yourself. And that's why I think mentors are so important, because what they do is they help you find your true self. They help guide you. And that happened to me with Henry Winkler when I was 12 years old. And he's been my mentor ever since. And Whoopi Goldberg, too. So it's important. It's important to tell myself back then, seek someone out, ask questions, find somebody who's more than willing to help you think and sort things out. And not always to hold your hand, but to have your back.
What has the last 2 years done for you as a director, and how has that changed your projects in the future?
Oh, I will say that I've learned so much doing Dune Part 1. I mean, it's like it will be a bit long to describe everything I've learned as a metteur en scène or as a film director. There were so many elements, all talking about every topic of my job. Okay, it's like the whole spectrum. But what I learned the past 2 years, more specifically, I would say, is that how much we need to be together. I mean, we are not meant to be isolated, alone in our houses, where I think we are human beings need to go to concert, to go to the church, to go to events, you know, and to go to cinema.
How can you sum up this whole experience of working on Pig and getting to know Nick in this way? And what was this whole thing like for you?
It's funny because, like, you just saying that now, I'm like, oh, this might be the end of the road of talking about it, the movie, and it's meant so much to me. And so I really want to just cherish this moment of this movie. Pig was really small movie that came to me, and Michael was a first-time director, and I just fell in love with it. And I fell in love with what it was saying about people, and I fell in love with how it was so unabashedly just a buddy movie and a movie about love and loss and grief.
Tell me what it was like for you to see such critical acclaim, you know, come out of The Shape of Water. Sometimes it feels like you work on a project and it's like, well, you had a lot of fun. Whatever happens, happens. What was that like for you?
Right. Well, being in rubber monster suits is kind of what I've known for most of my career. Never did I expect that would be on the cover of a Best Oscar picture, right? That's not the norm to have a monster movie be Best Picture at the Academy Awards. But there we were, and it's because of Guillermo del Toro and his artistic vision and his critical acclaim, and it's well earned. And the Hollywood, Critics Association, thank you. They know that better than anybody. They've all watched all of his movies and all reviewed them, and with glowing reviews for good reason.
And that's a wrap here from the red carpet of the 5th Annual Hollywood Critics Association Film Awards. I'm Sari Cohen. You've been watching Hollywood First Look.